In Lesson 4.9, we're going to take a look at fractions and decimals. So the first thing we're going to do is write a decimal as a fraction. So to write any decimal as a fraction, what you want to do is put it over the place value that the last number is in. So 28.028, the 8 is in the thousandths place. It's 28 thousandths, so we put it over 1,000. Now we just need to simplify this fraction. The greatest common factor of 28 and 1,000 is going to be 4. So we divide by 4, top and bottom. 28 divided by 4 is 7, and 1,000 divided by 4 is going to be 250. So 0.028, or 28 thousandths, reduces down to 7 over 250. So now if you're going to go the other way, you're going to take your fraction and write it as a decimal. You're going to use division. You need at least 3/4 of a pound of dried apricots for a recipe. You find a bag that contains 0.8 pounds. Is this enough? So what we're going to do is we're going to do some long division. Now I'm going to have to scroll down. So pause the video if you need to fill in the first example. And here we go. Okay, so let's change it up. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 divided by 4. You always want to do the top number divided by the bottom number. That's always how you divide fractions. So 3 was the top number, so it goes inside. And I'm going to give myself some decimal places here. So you add point and just add a few zeros. 4 does not go into 3 at all, but it goes into 30 7 times. 4 times 7 is 28. Subtract and you get 2. Bring down your 0. 4 goes into 20 5 times, which makes 20. Subtract and you get 0. And that's the end. So 3/4 is equal to 0.75. If you think about it like money, 3/4 is 75 cents. And if you had a calculator, you'd punch it in, 3 divided by 4, and it would tell you get 0.75. So 0.75 is less than 0.8. Is 0.8 pounds enough apricots? So there are enough apricots to make your recipe. You only need 0.75 and you have 0.8, so you have enough. Write 5.08 as a mixed number. So first, your 5 will be your whole number, and then you'll take your 0.08 and you'll put 8 over and figure out what number should be your denominator if you're in 2 places behind the decimal, and then reduce your fraction. And a quick check too, you answer 35 out of 40 questions correctly. Your friend answers 0.8 of the questions correctly. Who scores higher? So you're going to want to divide, find your score, 35 divided by 40, get a decimal, and see who had the higher decimal. So pause the video and try those quick checks before moving on to the next page. Alright, and in the last example here, we're going to put all these numbers, decimals and mixed numbers, in order. We're going from least to greatest. So what we need to do is make everybody match. So we're going to write the 2 mixed numbers as decimals, and then we're just going to compare everybody. So 2 2/3 is going to be 2 point what? So if I do 2/3 is 2 divided by 3, add my decimal, give myself some zeros. 3 does not go into 2, but it goes into 26 times, which is 18. Subtract and I get 2, and I got 20 again, which is going to be another 6, which is 18, and this is going to keep happening. So I'm going to say, so it's 0.6 repeating, so it's 2.6 repeating. 3 9/20, 9 divided, let's change the color. Okay, 9 divided by 20, Add some zeros. 2 does not go into 9, but 20 does not go into 9, but 20 goes into 90 4 times, which is 80, which gives me 10. Bring down a 0. 20 goes into 100 5 times, which is even, so this is done. So 3 and 9/20 is 3.45. Now let's put everybody in order. Now I have both of these are a 2.6, but the 2/3 repeats. It keeps going. It's 2.66666 and so on, which is going to be more than 2.6, which is really 2.60. So that one's going to go first. He's the smallest. Then comes 2 and 2/3. Now the next two numbers both start with a 3. So what's bigger, 3.4 or 3.45? Well, 3.45 is going to be bigger, so 3.4 comes first, and then 3 and 9/20. So the order from least to greatest is that, 2.6, 2 and 2/3, 3.4, and 3 and 9/20. Okay, so now you're going to try a similar problem in the quick check. Take your 4 numbers, put them in order from least to greatest. Now, they're pretty nice to you because this is the only number that starts with a 1, but then you have 2 numbers that start with a 2 and only 1 number that starts with a 3. So it'll be easy enough to place these 2 numbers into where they go. You just have to figure out which one is bigger, 2 and 2/3 or 2.7. So divide out 2 and 2/3 to get a decimal, and then put all 4 numbers in order from least to greatest, but make sure that you use the original numbers. Original numbers. Okay, notice I didn't use 2.6 repeating. I went back and used 2 and 2/3 in my answer. So don't give your divided out decimals in your final answer. Okay, so try that quick check and we'll check your work in class.